9 months ago, protests started sweeping the Arab world. It was called the Arab Spring. Well, 9 months of gestation have given birth to an awful fall. I'm talking about Egypt and the violence perpetrated against the Coptic Christian minority there. Terrifying riots in which the government was complicit. Joining me today is a man born in Egypt who knows all too well about the violence in that country, a man who was in fact a political prisoner there, Majed el Shafie. Thank you for being back on the show.
Thank you for having me.
These are heavy days in Egypt. I see just what I see on the television. I want you to tell me and our viewers what you hear from your friends and your networks, what you see in the Arab language media. What's going on in Egypt these days?
It's the worst time for the minority. It's the worst time for especially the Christians. In October 9, before this peaceful demonstration that the army attacked the people, before that there was many churches was attacked in Aswan, in another areas in south of Egypt. Many of the Christian girls was kidnapped, was raped. Many of the priests was shot, killed, or the nuns.
Who was doing this? Who was shooting the priests and nuns?
This will be Muslim extremists, but the government will cover their eye. They will not arrest anybody. There is no arrest. There is no court. There is nothing. But this is the first time in October 9, 100,000 Christian Egyptians, they went outside in front of the state television, Maspero. The area is called Maspero, to have a peaceful demonstration to request the violent, to end of violence against the Christians, their complete rights. Peaceful demonstration, no weapon, no gun. Christians doesn't carry guns. Christians doesn't carry a weapon in the Middle East. And instead of the army listening to them and the request, this is the first time in the Egyptian history that you found a direct attack from the government on the Christians. Now, before that, the government will use the Muslim extremists or the groups or mobs or whatever, and they say, oh, it's a terrorist attack, it's not us. Now, this is for the first time the Egyptian army opened a live fire, killed over 26 people, and tanks walked over them. Tanks walked over them. It's like they are nothing. They're like not human.
It's like a Tiananmen Square in Cairo. Was this in Cairo or Aswan?
In Cairo.
And this was 2 days ago?
That's October 9.
And what has happened in the last 2 days?
In the last 2 days, not after the 26 people is more than 26, but the state television said 26. Let's keep it the minimum number, not the maximum number. Our resources indicate is more than 50. Over 300 people was wounded. They didn't stop at this point. They arrested 150 Christian. They went to the Coptic hospitals, the Christian hospital. They arrested the people from there, the wounded. They arrested them from there. In the funeral, where is the 26, the funeral of the victims, they start to attack the people in the funeral. The Christian cars in Egypt will be attacked by the Muslim extremists.
How do they know it's Christian? Do Christians?
We'll have a cross on the car or something like this. I just want to make it clear. This is the worst time, and it's not only in Egypt, Ezra. It's not in Iraq. I just came back from Iraq 10 days ago, and I went to see victims in Iraq, in Iran, in Pakistan. Like today, it's like there is a plan to clear all the Christians or to kill all the Christians.
It's ethnic cleansing. I read just today that the very last church in Afghanistan was shut down. There's now not a single church in Afghanistan. I also hear that 100,000 Coptic Christians from Egypt have fled the country.
Yes, that's correct.
You have brought with you, we've seen some imagery on TV, but you've brought some photos. I want you to show them. Now, I just want to warn folks, these are graphic photos. I have looked at them, and if you have a queasy stomach or if you're young, walk away for the next 5 minutes. Majed, tell me where did these photos come from? How did you get them? Who are they? And hold them up to that camera so people can see.
This is some of the victims that was killed in the demonstration. This is on the floor in the streets or in the hospitals.
So these are photos taken of people murdered by the Egyptian government. So that's the first one.
Army.
What's the next one?
This one was killed in the street. He was shot in the head, directly in the head, by the Egyptian army, by the Egyptian authorities.
And how did you get these? Were these emailed to you? Were these
it was emailed to me, but we have different sources. We have different organizations that cooperate with us, and this is as part of the event. That's
in a hospital, is it?
Yeah, this is in the hospitals. Can see this gentleman shot in the face. All of this, and by the way, the Western media doesn't want to show it because it's very graphic. But this is the truth that the people, it's a genocide. It's a beginning of a genocide.
You showed me a photo. I just want to say for the folks at home, you showed me a photo that is so disturbing that even though I'm not queasy myself, we just can't show it. It is so horrendous. Folks, take my words for it. What is going over there is the most horrendous atrocities. Tell me about the political response and the media. Let's start with the media response, and then we'll go to the political response. The media was jubilant in this spring when they thought, we're going to have a democratic liberal spring. It's turned into a vicious fall. How's the media covering things now?
Well, here is the sad part. In the beginning, Obama and all his gang and the Western media jumped in and said it's Arab Spring. What Arab Spring? It's an Arab nightmares for the minority and even to Israel and the Jewish people. For the first time in Egypt, the Israeli ambassador was running out of his home.
Yeah, they stormed the embassy.
Yes.
But how about CNN and Al Jazeera? They were cheering for the fall of Hosni Mubarak. How are those two networks handling things today, CNN and Al Jazeera?
Al Jazeera trying to cover up to the best of it was Muslims and Christians together, and it's not only
They're
Christians.
Trying to make a moral equivalence between the victim and the perpetrator.
This is Al Jazeera how they are playing it. CNN like, it's attack on the Christians and we have to do something, but to do what? Now the State Department and the Canadian Foreign Affairs made a statement that we are concerned. This is the language that they used. We are concerned. Listen, I love John Baird. It's way better than the Lawrence Cannon. Way better.
I agree with you.
But when you make a statement after a text like this,
and you say we're concerned. Where's the after Tiananmen Square, we didn't say we're concerned. We say this is an outrage against the community of nations. And Canada and the West are subsidizing Egypt. Look, Majed, we only have 30 seconds left. I know you want to make a statement directly to the Egyptian ambassador in Ottawa. Let her rip, my friend.
Okay. The persecuted Christians is dying, but they're still surviving. They are in very deep dark night, but they still have the candle of hope. You have a very strong army, it's true. You have a very strong weapon, it's true. But we have the Lord, and this is true, and we have the hope, and we have the right to live. They can always kill the dreamer, but no one can kill the dream. Remember that. Thank you.
Majed, I appreciate those words. I hate to say it, they will fall on the deaf ears of those tyrants over there. I wish you and all Coptic Christians in Egypt to be safe, and to be safe here in Canada, because we know that the long arm of the Muslim Brotherhood has issued threats in our own country. Wasn't it just recently, the Coptic Christmas, that there were threats from Islamic extremists against Coptic Christians here in Canada?
That's true.
These are dark days, and I hope our Canadian government will be a light of freedom and to protect those minorities. Thank you for being here. It's on a sad occasion, my friend, but with you on the side of right, I think there's a little bit of hope